Hi everyone, Brian Gomez, founder of the Inner Black Sheep LLC. This is Series 2 Balance, and this is the second video I'm recording about balance itself. So today I'm going to talk about what is balance. Ironically, right when I was setting up, and this is a very fitting topic, my daughter woke up. So I have a 6-month-old daughter, a 5.5-year-old son, domestic engineer, a stay-at-home spouse, and a full-time job. So you can imagine, trying to do a side hustle. I have mentioned in the past I have 2 companies that I'm running, that I'm working on, as well as living a life, being a father, and so forth. So balance is an important topic to really talk about. So let's get down into it. So what is balance? It's a state of equilibrium. Equal distribution of weight, an amount, mental steadiness, or emotional stability, habit of calm behavior and judgment. So by definition, there are different forms of balance, amount, emotional, behavioral, and judgmental. But today I really want to talk about focusing on an amount, our everyday lives. That's really what we're here to discuss. Our lives are filled with tasks, dreams, ambitions, responsibilities, ownership, accountability, passions, emotions. It's a balance. How do we juggle all of that all at once? And as adults, we talk about work-life balance. That statement alone, is bothersome, because that right there is saying that we have a 50-50 split. If we talk about an equilibrium, we only have 100% we can give. And talking about work-life balance, what's the first word in that statement? And it's really telling you that the priority is work. So right there, now I have 50% work and 50%, the rest of my life. When we look at our days, our day to day, it's really broken up into 3 parts. We have work, we have a third life, a third sleep. So 24 hours in a day divided by 3, that gives us 8 hours each to distribute, and that already isn't really a full 50-50 split. Now we're at 33.34%. So that alone is, how do we, manage a balance of that? So let's say we get enough sleep, that can impact work, that can impact life. Let's say we work a little longer, impact life, impact sleep, and it continues on and on and on. So how do we really kind of juggle all this together? How do we really find a way of finding a true balance? Last time I checked, we're not trying to eat a meal, we're trying to live a life. The reality is, I've come to the realization that, I'm going to be frank with you, balance is bullshit. I'm just going to say it. Something has to give. There really is no such thing of balance when it comes to your life. And that's really, if there's one thing you can get as video, is I want you all to understand that it's bullshit. You just can't do it. The reality is, we need to find ways of prioritizing. And that's really what it really comes down to. How can I balance and juggle, being a husband, being a father, having a full-time job, trying to do a side hustle, trying to be healthy, trying to exercise, trying to have, mental stability, and on and on and on and on. You just can't do it. We're not machines. It's really not possible, unfortunately. And then, you might ask yourself, well, why are you calling this series balance? And I'm going to tell you, the reality is, yes, balance is bullshit. But until we can realize that, until we can understand and tell ourselves that there's no such thing of balance, we can try to trick our minds and, let's think of it in a different way, and let's try to, manipulate the definition and meaning, but we can't do that. That's not the reality of our life. That's not really how it is. How do you, work, come home? We don't just watch TV, sit on the couch, have a beverage, alcoholic or not, or whatever it is, and then we sleep. Like, there's so much more we want to get done in our lives. So how can you really balance that out equally? And that's kind of what, this is all about. And this session is really to say, we need to start prioritizing our lives. We're adults. And the truth is, going back to why did I name it balance, is unless you realize that you need to prioritize, it's hard. And the reality is it's not easy, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy. And that's the point. The point is it's not supposed to be easy. I don't think there's a single person who's found self-discovery, who's been successful in life, let it be, financially or emotionally or, just family wise, will tell you it's easy. It's not, but that's not why you're here. You're not here to find the easy way out. You're here to find the right way. What's the right direction? What's going to get me to the next level to find my own self-discovery? How can I begin to discover myself so then I can think about the 3 A's, the apprehend, the acknowledge, and the accept of who you are, your true self, the inner black sheep inside of you. And that's prioritization or prioritizing. So that's really what, this message is all about, as I've constantly, look at the video. I'm like 2 weeks out from when I want to record it because I need to prioritize. Work kind of, jumps in and things got to get done. So I got to prioritize work. My daughter happens to wake up right before I start this video. I have to prioritize, her. If she wakes up at any moment now, I will stop recording, manage her, and go from there. But if I was to do a balance, I would say, okay, I already gave you my time. Now it's time for this. And that's just not the reality of how life works. So once you start to realize that we need to prioritize, set priorities, then we can move forward. The biggest misperception we have is that only babies learn things through baby steps. The reality is, if you think about it, anything that's new to be learned takes steps, one after another, after another, after another. And for some reason, when we become adults, we feel that we don't need baby steps anymore. But the reality is we do. I don't care what it is you're working on, something new you're learning, a habit you're doing, it takes steps. And in that process, you're going to fall. And that's okay. That's why we're here to support each other. And you're going to fail. But the only reason we understand success is because of failures. Nobody could be where they're at without quote unquote failure. But as long as you continue on your path, as long as you don't quit, it becomes a success. And that's really what it's all about. So, with that, today it was really about, what is balance? And, I want you to say it. It's bullshit. Balance is bullshit. I'm just trying to be frank. For those of you who know me, you know how I am, and I'm going to tell you, how things are. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm not here to tell you everything is great and dandy. No, I'm here to help you find self-discovery. I'm here to guide you in the right direction, mentor you in where you want to go. And honestly, balance isn't it. So, the next video I'm going to talk about will be prioritization. So again, the series is called Balance because we need to understand that it's bullshit. And then from there, we can start prioritizing. We can start working in the right direction. We can start moving to where we want to go. So with that, again, I don't want these videos to be too long. I appreciate all of you and all that, the listeners, the followers. So let's keep moving forward and, keep reaching out. I love hearing from you guys and the feedback you guys have. And in the next video, we'll start prioritizing our lives for the better. So with that, thanks again, and we'll talk soon. Bye.